Hello everyone, I once again welcome you all to my YouTube channel IELTS platform. I am Kunjan Jain and I am here again to share writing task 1, that is line graph, with you. So let us see what the basics of line graph are once again. This is writing task 1 for academic coaching students, and today we are going to discuss a line graph. You are given a time of 20 minutes to write down the task, and you have to write minimum 150 words to maximum 180 words. Okay, so let us see what is the line graph for today. Before that, let us analyze the question statement. You should spend about 20 minutes on this task. As I told you, you have 20 minutes time. They also tell you that you have to spend approximately 20 minutes on writing down task 1. Let us see what is the question statement. The line graph shows wheat exports in Australia, Canada and European community. So there are two countries, Australia and Canada, and some communities of Europe or some countries of Europe, of which wheat export is presented in the line graph. So let us study the line graph first. I am repeating again my words which I have been repeating you over and over again about the writing task, that is, read it first, give it time, think before writing. So what are we going to think? In the graphs we do not have much to think. We have just got to read our graphs, analyze our graphs, see our graphs, check all the trends, maximums and minimums very properly, so that while writing we are through with the task. So let us see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 years given to you, starting from 1985, then 1986, 1987, 1988, 1989 and 1990. Then you are given wheat exports in millions of tons. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What is this? Million tons, right? The blue line shows the wheat exports for Australia. Red line shows wheat exports for Canada. And the green line shows wheat exports of European community. Let us read them one by one. As all of you can see that this red line is majorly over the blue and green line. So what can we say? That wheat export of Canada remains to be maximum among all the three regions that are given to you. Other than that, what you can see, in 1988 the wheat export of Canada was maximum, and the wheat export of this country, Australia, was minimum in year 1990. So all these 3 points, that is this maximum wheat export all over, this maximum wheat export in 1988 and this minimum wheat export in 1990, form the part of your overall analysis, right? You can also write that Australia exported minimum quantity of wheat. Then let us see, in year 1985 the range of export of all the three nations of wheat is nearly same, ranging between 15 to 19 million tons. Of Australia it is 15, of European community you can say 16 or 17, and then of Canada it is 19. Then next year 1986, the exports of European community declined, the wheat exports of Australia increased and the wheat exports of Canada decreased. Then in 1987 wheat exports of Canada increased, wheat exports of Australia started decreasing from this year, and wheat exports of European community started increasing from year 1987. Then in 1988, we have already said it is maximum. The wheat exports of European community have become stable, and that of Australia have started falling down. Then next in 1989, the wheat exports of European community have increased. That of Canada have fallen to a large extent, and that of Australia are continuously decreasing. Same goes for Australia, decreasing again, becoming almost static by the end year. Canada's wheat exports have started increasing again, and European communities wheat exports are increasing. So let us see how we can explain the graphs. There are two ways. Either you can explain the graph of each wheat export of each country. Means you can explain the wheat export of Canada over the different years and you can make contrast. Then you can explain the wheat export of European community over different years and make contrast. And similarly, you can describe the wheat exports of Australia over the different years and make contrasts. But a better way, if you can do it, is take every year and take all the three countries together. Means for year 1985, you will describe all the three countries, making contrasts. Then you will, for 1986, you will make comparisons. For 1987, you can make comparisons, 1988, 1989 and 1990. One more thing also to remember is that you do not have to mention all the years, right? It is not necessary to mention all the data given to you. You can just choose the major points, the major highlights, and then you can write. Another thing which is also very important to remember is, once you have written the things in overall analysis, it is not necessary to mention them again. You can skip mentioning them and you can write them also, depending on how you are presenting your data. I hope I am clear with all these points of mine. Now let us see how we are going to describe the data. The very first thing which goes is our introduction, which is rephrasing. So let us once again see what was our question statement. We'll move back to the slide of question statement. Yes, the line graph shows. For line, we can write the word linear. For graph, you can write graph. For graph, you can also write chart. For shows, we have used the word demonstrates. We have used the word illustrates. Today, I have used the word depicts. Wheat exports, this is going to remain same, or we can write export of wheat. We can interchange and we can write export of wheat in. Now these are three regions, so we can write in three regions, or we can just change the order of countries. For example, we can write in Canada, European community and Australia, right? So let us see how I have written the introduction. The given linear representation, as I have already told you previous times also, that we are not going to draw the graph on our answer sheet anywhere. So what we can write, the given, right? So the given linear representation, yes, you can also use the word representation for graph, right, or chart. We can write representation depicts. I told you export of wheat in three countries. Which are those countries? Europe, Canada and Australia. Also remember that your introduction is always written in present tense. For rest of the graph, we go as per the year givens. We follow the tense as per the year givens. In this graph, all the past years are given, so we are going to write it in past tense. Otherwise, we go by the tense, we go by the year which is given and then write accordingly, right? But for your introduction, you're always going to write it in present tense. Like I have written depicts, I have written are, which shows that I am writing the introduction in present tense. Now let us see how we are going to write the body paragraphs. Before that, I also want to mention your introduction is complete. Leave one line and start from extreme left. Overall analysis of the graph reveals that, I hope all of you must have remembered these 6 to 7 words we are always starting with this. We are always writing the overall analysis, and I have kept this line same. I have not changed this at all, so that it becomes easier for you to memorize it. Overall analysis of the graph reveals that, what does it show? Canada was the major exporter of wheat among the three nations, right? That is what I told you, that among the three given regions, which country has exported the maximum quantity of wheat? That is Canada. So Canada was the major, means it was exporting maximum wheat among the three nations, and it exported maximum quantity of, we saw that in year 1988 the wheat export of Canada was maximum, right? So that is what I have written, and it exported maximum quantity of wheat in year 1988. That is what I have written, that the wheat exports of Canada were maximum in year 1988. In contrast, Australia had minimum exports of wheat throughout. I also told you that Australia exported minimum quantity of wheat. That is what I have written. In contrast, after that you are going to put a comma. Australia had minimum exports of wheat. It exported minimum quantity of wheat throughout, means in all the given years its wheat export were minimum, and it exported least quantity of wheat in year 1990. And in which year it exported minimum wheat? In year 1990. I had told you all these 4 points while discussing the graph, and I have written all these 4 points in my overall analysis. Now what we are going to do? Now we are going to change the body paragraph again. So leave one line and start from extreme left. Now we are observing further. So what I have written, on further observation it can be seen that. So when we see further, when we see the graph again, what can we see? In year 1985, I told you we will move year by year. It is better to write it that way and compare all the three countries together, right? So we saw that in year 1985, I told you while discussing the graph also, that wheat exports of all the three nations were almost equal, were nearly same. So that is what I have written. All the three nations exported nearly same quantity of wheat. Okay, their quantity of wheat export was nearly same. That was between 15 million tons to 20 million tons. And how much was it? It was between 15 million tons to 20 million tons. I have not written individually for every country. I have written collectively that their wheat export of all the three nations ranged between 15 to 20 million tons, right? Visualizing further means, if we look the graph further, what we can see, the wheat exports of European community declined to 14 million tons in 1986. Next year we see that the wheat exports of which country? European community declined, means decreased. And what was the amount of decrease? Where it reached 14 million tons in which year? 1986. Whereas that of Australia rose by 1 million ton. Now if we look at the exports of Australia, wheat exports, they increased, and how much was the increase? 1 million. So I've written the word by to mark the difference, right? And Canada's wheat exports too experienced a downfall of 3 million tons. The wheat exports of European community had fallen, and same as rose means increased, right? And the wheat exports of Canada, they also had a downfall, means decrease. Experienced means it also decreased. How much? Of 3 million tons. Again I have written the difference before, and from 1985 to 1986 there was a decrease of 3 million tons in wheat export of which country? Canada. Now we see further, the export of wheat in Canada inclined to 21 million tons. Now, if we talk about year 19 next year, so the wheat export of Canada inclined means increased to 21 million tons, and that of European community to 15 million tons. And there is another country which had increase in its wheat export, and it its wheat export increased to how much? 15 million tons. I have written the exact amount of increase, so I have used the word 2. Now we talk about Australia. While the wheat export of Australia dropped to 14 million tons in the same year, right? We're talking about the next year, 1987. So the wheat exports of Australia declined in the same year. Moving ahead, the wheat export in Canada reached at peak in 1988. Now we're talking about year 1988. So its wheat export reached at peak. Peak means highest point in 1988. I have mentioned in brackets how much? 25 million tons. But it remained at the same platform in European community. We had seen that it had become stable from 1987 to 1988. The line was like this, straight line. So the wheat exports remained at the same platform, means it was constant for European community. How much? 15 million tons. But if we talk about Australia, however, the wheat exports of Australia experienced a downward trend, means they started decreasing from year 1988. From year 1988, the wheat exports of Australia started decreasing from how much? 13 million tons, and it continued to decrease. We saw that the line was falling to year 1990. How much it reached? 11 million tons. So now here we have summed up the wheat exports of Australia, that they were continuing to decrease. They experienced a downward trend. There was a downward trend. There was a falling trend, decreasing trend from 13 million tons to 11 million tons. Now, on the other hand, the wheat exports in Canada in 1989 diminished dramatically to 14 million in year 1989. Means the wheat exports of which country? Canada. We had seen that there was a sharp fall. So what I have written? Diminished dramatically. Diminished means decreased, dramatically means to a large extent. To how much it reached? 14 million in which year? 1989. And in European communities, there was increase in wheat exports to 19 million. And what happened with European communities? The wheat export increased to 19 million, right? Now we are going to discuss the last year, that is 1990. So I have written the word last year. The wheat exports surged in both Canada and European. Surged means increased. So what happened in Canada and European community? Both the countries in 1990 wheat export, what happened? It increased, and how much it reached? 19 million tons for Canada and 21 million tons for European community, right? So that is all with your graph. I hope all of you are clear with the graph. Thank you and see you in the next video.